Now, I am not the type of person to die on a hill. I very much thrive in the nebulous realm of ideas, much more than the hardened world of beliefs. Now, having said that, I do believe thoroughly, down to my core, that there is nobody in the world that universally hates vegetables. They just have never had them cooked right. In that vein, I want to show you today how to make perfect vegetables. Perfect in the sense that imperfection is perfect. You know, the best things are things that are made subjectively and for us based on our own taste preferences. But I have had so much insane amounts of cooking time making vegetables, and it would be a shame to not pass that on to you, dear viewer. Last thing I was doing before I moved from Portland to Sweden was that I was working at farmers markets the last few years, doing everything for myself from scratch for hundreds of meals every single weekend. It was a non-stop 12-hour cooking days, 4 days in a row on top of doing personal chef work. So I basically have spent way more time than is possibly healthy for a young woman to ever spend alone in a kitchen with nothing but produce. And my main goal with all these videos really is to show you how to do something, the teach a man to fish thing, right? Teach a woman to fish. You know, I don't want to show you something that requires you to need my content. I want to empower you so that you can do it yourself and you feel good about doing it yourself, because at the end of the day, if we don't have our health, we don't have anything, and food is the best foundational medicine that we take in every single day. Unlike my talking, I'm going to do this as quickly, as concise as possible, because no one needs another boring recipe video. So here we go, let's go to the store, and then we're gonna cook, and then I'm gonna have my husband taste test, since I'm a completely biased taste tester, so I don't think you'd be able to trust me, understandably. So let's get to it. So this is all that we're gonna need today. Just a few veggies, some oil, garlic, and salt. Balsamic for the beets, and a cutting board. 1 sheet pan per vegetable is best, with parchment paper on top to make cleanup easier. So this is just how I normally break down vegetables. You can do it however you like, as long as you're creating flat surfaces, usually for safety when you're cutting, and you're making even sized pieces is the most important part, so that all of these different vegetables cook evenly, and that's regardless of whatever vegetable you're working with. The goal with cauliflower is to make cute little trees, and the way you usually do that is from breaking them up from the stem up or slicing them from the stem up. Beets will be the most time consuming, mostly because of the peeling part of them, and I usually wait to do them last because they will dye everything that beautiful purple-red color from your hands to the cutting board to the knife. We throw them each onto their respective tray, and then we're going to season them. Oil is one of those things that's very subjective based on the state of your heart health and how much flavor you want imbued into the vegetables, but oil and salt are usually always the standards for adding to veggies. With the cauliflower specifically, white vegetables always look better with a little bit of color, in my opinion, so I really add some spices and you can go crazy as you want. I've found mixing with your hands by far is the best, or gloved hands. And vegetable cooking time always depends on the size of the pieces. For both the cauliflower and the sweet potatoes, I usually take them out about halfway or 10 minutes until they're done and stir them once, just flip them over. And then you know they're done always by the fork test. Beets for me have an extra step where halfway through, usually 20 minutes in, I take them out, I cover them in balsamic and garlic powder, and then I toss them all together and I put them in for the last 20 minutes until they just give with a fork. They'll never be fork tender like sweet potatoes, but they'll have a slight give to them. I'm literally sitting here eating all of these and there's gonna be nothing left for Nate. You're home.
Hey, baby.
I'm glad you're here. I almost ate everything.
You got snacks?
Yep. Okay, let's start. Fork. You have to
Fork?
be honest.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with the beets.
With the beets?
With the beets.
Oh, these look great. Mmm.
Yeah?
Wow, they're really good.
It's the balsamic.
It's balsamic?
Mm-hmm. And garlic. Always garlic.
Wow, these are really good.
Good. All right, number 2, veggie overload. Sweet potatoes.
You know these are my favorite.
Yeah, they are.
Mmm. They're so good.
Really?
Well, so they're like soft, right? Well, I mean, they taste great. So, I mean, it's sweet potatoes and the seasoning and everything, but they're like soft. You know, they're like
good texture.
almost French fries. Like it's like you're eating part of a mashed potato. It's great.
Yeah, an orange mashed potato. And for lastly, the beautiful cauliflower.
You know, it's still so fresh and crisp, you know, but soft.
So out of the 3, which one, if you had to pick one, is your favorite?
Honestly, I want to pick potatoes because you know how much I love potatoes.
Yeah.
But I think that the beets out of these 3 are the best.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't
really
even used to like beets.
I know. I think you just do something to beets. You know, it's like the people at the market when we were going there. It's like, oh, I hate beets. I don't like beets. But you make beets so good. They're just really good.
Say it again, slower. So I hope these videos get you a little bit more empowered in terms of cooking vegetables, because it should be something that feels really good and easy for everybody. And it's such a beautiful way to incorporate more healthful foods into every single meal. The reason I choose baking vegetables is that there is an inverse correlation between nutrient content of our food and cooking time and heat, right? And so the longer you cook something at the higher heat, the more arguably you're going to be losing nutrients. Nutrient degradation is extremely important, and that and bioavailability I don't think are talked about enough when we're considering health food. Bioavailability is our ability to harness the nutrients from our food, and a lot of that depends on the state of our digestive system, whether we're eating in parasympathetic or sympathetic mode. There's so many ways that we compromise nutrient intake, right? Cooking helps the digestive process along, which is why when you're sick, you often reach for well-cooked things, soft things, or soups, because it makes our energy to our stomach need to do less work, right? Our digestive fire to do less work. And that's super important when your immune system is working so hard. A lot of people are really into the raw foods diet. I've met a lot of raw food people over the year, and I used to be a raw chef. And I will say that it is hard to assimilate nutrients from raw food. It's much more tough on our digestive system. I read a study years ago, it was like MIT or something, and raw foodies only get about 30% of the calories from their food. So it's great for losing weight. It's great for getting abundance of nutrients that are in your food, but how much we're actually harnessing from that is the debatable part, right? In terms of cooking itself, frying is the least healthy, because not only are it's really high heat, but you're also saturating your vegetables or whatever foods in these questionably oxidized inflammatory oils of different states, depending on the oil, right? And how long it's been in the fryer. And then steaming is the other end of the spectrum, right? Where you're using water largely, and that takes away flavor, because anywhere there's water, it's kind of substituting for flavor, which is why we use broth in soup or milk and orange juice in smoothies instead of water, because it's a flavorless place the more water that you have. So that's why the longer you cook things, the more water cooks out, the more concentrated flavor there is, right? And so steaming, it is the most healthful version of vegetables that you can eat, but if it's stopping you from enjoying and eating vegetables regularly, then I practically go about it, especially as a chef, and I prefer being somewhere in the middle where people are going to be regularly incorporating these foods. Yeah, there might be less nutrient content, but the amount that they're eating them and the amount of money it's saving them because they're not eating so protein heavy, I just think that there's endless benefits to it. On top of the fact that vegetables, the more you study food nutrition, the more you realize that vegetables, micronutrients, are the building blocks of our entire biome. Hopefully this helped. I have so much to say, but I'll do 3 vegetables at a time because the most important thing is learning how each of them cooks so that they turn out well, and they each have different things. Broccoli is very different than potatoes in the oven. So stay tuned for the next one.